Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Lakshay Garg, and this is going to be my persuasive speech. In this speech, I'm trying to persuade you guys into believing why college athletes should be paid. It's only fair, we're all in college. I'm going to talk about why they should be paid and how it can help them. I'm also going to talk about a counter argument which states that they are paid tuition and how it's not compensating for the amount of time and effort they put into their sports. And I'm going to offer a solution which can allow colleges to pay these athletes without actually paying them. And did you know, in 2019, according to bestcolleges.com, college athletic program cashed in about $14 billion. That's a billion with a B. Just in revenue, and that is not including income from broadcasting rights and corporate sponsorships. Anyways, moving to our first point, which is why they should be paid. Everyone makes money in college sports except the athlete. School makes money through revenue and sponsorships. Coaches and staff make money as salaries, and viewers can make money too through sports betting. Except the players who don't get a single cent off of it. In an article, Should College Athletes Be Paid by Mark J. Jarowski, he states an average college athlete gets paid $18,000 in athletic scholarship, and only 1% of all athletes get paid full scholarships. Even though these athletes give their schools great exposure. For example, Zion Williamson, he was a high school phenom. I personally watched him since his junior in high school, won Rookie of the Year in the NBA, and due to his popularity, Duke works in UNC, he played for Duke. The rivalry game, the average seat cost was at $4,000, which is equal to, if not more than, Super Bowl tickets. And given it's a college basketball game. And in that game, he got hurt in the first couple of minutes because of a Nike shoe being torn. And due to that, Nike stock plummeted about 1.1%, which was a pretty hefty sum. And a lot of people stopped buying Nikes for that reason. This is a fact I find very interesting, that college athletes have such a pull in our society, but they still do not get paid enough. Some of the other reasons why they should be paid is that playing a college sport is equal to having a full-time job. According to an NCAA survey in 2017, an average college athlete, Division I athlete, spends about 35 hours, if not more, on their respective sport. They do not have time to get a job. Due to that, it takes away from their schooling also, as they have a full-time job, and after their practices, they have rehab, and playing a college sport has a mental toll and a physical toll, which can undermine studies and lack of focus in classes. And that is why they should be paid, so they can focus more on their studies instead of trying to find a new job and being mentally stressed. Also, playing a college sport, or any sport, has a potential of injury, which can end a player's career before it even starts, as they're not getting paid. That's why having a compensation in college should be a must. Another interesting fact I came across is that college coaches usually don't care how much a student practices, which again increases the mental toll on a student. But moving on to our next point, but they get tuition. Personally, I think it's I don't want to say dumb, but it is a dumb explanation for me, as only 1% of all college athletes get full scholarships. The scholarship cover for their schooling and their housing and sometimes their meals. But they need to work in order to have some social life, so they can go out, spend some money, and some leisure time activities like hanging out with their friends, which cost money, and they don't have enough time to get a part-time job, and in most cases their family cannot afford to give them money. Schooling and their sports, they basically simply do not have enough time. I interviewed one of my D2 college football friend, and he's playing a college in the East Coast school, and he double downs on my point, which says coaches in most colleges don't care how long a student practices. And he also says that soreness that he gets from playing his sports hinders his ability to study to his fullest. To the right, there's Coach K, which is a infamous coach for Duke, and he's a reason for certain people who actually got into the NBA. Right next to him is Grayson Allen. I believe if it wasn't for Coach K, he probably would not be in the NBA. So I'm not saying coaches are bad by making their students work hard, but also takes a mental toll because not every student is pro-worthy. In The Guardian, Tom Dart writes about college injuries. He quotes, "Among the 500,000 or so college athletes who compete annually under the NCAA, there are more than 210,000 injuries per year, according to one estimate, ranging from a minor injury to a catastrophic and fatal." Some injured athletes actually do get their scholarship dropped. You might not hear about them because they're smaller named athletes, and paying a salary will make it a little easier on them. Since if they hopefully they do not get injured, if they were getting paid, it would be easier for them to start off new somewhere else. It would also make athletes stay a little longer at their school, because there's such thing as athletes transferring to different and better school as they get better at their sports, playing in the college environment. There are also the one and done pros, like people who take 1 year in college just to fulfill the NCAA requirement to have a year in college and then move on to the league, or they just drop out. According to Zach Corona, a redshirt freshman baseball player at Delta State University, which is one of the most renowned university for NCAA baseball, he quotes, 33% of all college athletes will quit, cut, or ask to leave their college team. At Brown University, 1/3, which is 70 out of the 221 kids who were graduating in 2011, quit before 2010. To the right is LeBron James, who went to the NBA directly from high school. Back then, there was no rule against going directly to the league, but nowadays, since so many kids have failed to transfer their talents to the from high school level to pros, they need to have a college level, so they have an option to get education, and if the sport doesn't work for them, they can move on to something else. Alright, moving on to the solution. How to pay them without actually paying them. In my opinion, you should let them use their name. College athletes are famous and well known, and they can use their identity for branding and endorsements. However, NCAA does not allow college athletes to have endorsements. By getting endorsement, it gives them other money options and maybe see another field in marketing and whatnot. The way the NCAA diminishes college athletes not getting paid for their name is that they label them as amateurs and not as professionals. And by doing that, they cannot be paid, as they're just student athletes, not pro athletes. A really important example of that is LaMelo Ball and his sneakers. LaMelo Ball is part of a basketball family, which is well known in the basketball community, known as the Ball family. Their oldest kid went to UCLA, and at one point, when their oldest kid was a senior in high school, the younger one was a junior in high school, and the youngest one was freshman in high school, they were all selected to go to UCLA. However, at the age of 17, LaMelo Ball got his own signature shoe brand from their company, Big Baller brand, which made him ineligible to join any NCAA tournament. Therefore, he had to play in Lithuania and go to the Australian Basketball League to fulfill the year pro for the NBA. And now he's in the NBA and won a Rookie of the Year. Talking about the Ball family, the three pro athletes were number one, Lonzo Ball was selected second overall to the Los Angeles Lakers, and is now playing for the Chicago Bulls. LaMelo Ball is selected third overall by Charlotte Hornets and won Rookie of the Year, and their middle brother, LiAngelo Ball, is playing pro and recently played in the D-League. they use their platform to make money, and as I said, LaMelo was not eligible to play because of his shoes. And to finish it off, I just want to say that we need to pay the athletes, as it takes a really hard mental toll on them, because most of their families cannot support their other expenses, as the school only pays for schooling and housing. So conclusion, in this presentation I told you about why college athletes should be paid. Then I tried to talk down the argument that tuition is not enough. And then I gave a solution, which is endorsements, and why NCAA should allow their players to have endorsements. My name is Lakshay Garg. This is my persuasive speech, and thank you.